Bem-vindos ao nosso espaço, um mergulho profundo nos assuntos mais interessantes de esportes, ciências e temas gerais do momento. Aqui você vai encontrar conteúdo de qualidade, com análises empolgantes e descobertas fascinantes que vão expandir seus horizontes. Nossa missão é trazer informação relevante de forma dinâmica e descontraída. Queremos que você faça parte dessa jornada incrível de conhecimento e diversão. Se gostar do nosso conteúdo, não esqueça de deixar seu like e se inscrever no canal para não perder nenhuma novidade. Ative o sininho também. Aproveite!
If you love science, don't forget to like and subscribe. Think about the last time you gave someone directions. Did you say, turn left at the bakery, or did you say, head north toward the mountain? It seems like a simple choice of words, but it actually reveals a profound connection between the physical geometry of our planet and the very structure of human thought. We often think of language as a purely cultural invention, something passed down through stories and textbooks. However, emerging research in cognitive linguistics and environmental psychology suggests that the landscape itself acts as a silent architect, hardwiring our grammar through the lens of Euclidean geometry. Consider the Carpentered World hypothesis. In modern urban environments, we are surrounded by right angles, parallel lines, and flat surfaces. This is a Euclidean paradise. Psychologists have found that people living in these environments are far more susceptible to optical illusions like the Muller-Lyer illusion, where lines of equal length appear different because of the arrows at their ends. Our brains, trained by the corners of buildings and the edges of tables, automatically interpret these angles as indicators of depth and distance. But for people living in curvilinear landscapes, such as the circular huts of the Zulu or the winding paths of dense rainforests, these illusions often don't work. Their brains haven't been calibrated by the Euclidean geometry of a square world. This calibration goes beyond vision, it seeps into our grammar. In many Western languages, we use egocentric or relative spatial markers: left, right, front, back. These terms change depending on which way we are facing. This is a highly flexible, non-fixed system. But in cultures that live in vast, open landscapes with clear geometric landmarks, like the Australian outback or the flat plains of Mexico, language often relies on absolute frames of reference. The Gugu Yimithir people, for instance, don't have a word for left. If they want you to move a cup on a table, they might say, move it slightly to the southwest. This isn't just a quirk of vocabulary. It's a structural requirement of their grammar. They must maintain a constant, subconscious mental map of the landscape's geometry just to finish a sentence. But why does landscape geometry dictate this? It comes down to the reliability of information. In a flat, Euclidean plane, the horizon provides a stable x-axis, and gravity provides a constant y-axis. This reliability allows for the development of complex directional markers in verbs. In contrast, in a dense, vertical jungle, the geometry is chaotic and fragmented. Here, languages often evolve to prioritize visibility or evidentiality, grammatical markers that indicate whether the speaker can actually see the object they're talking about. The landscape limits the geometric perspective, so the grammar shifts to focus on the sensory experience within that small pocket of space. The most striking example of landscape-driven grammar is found in mountainous regions. In languages spoken in the Himalayas or the Andes, elevation is often a mandatory grammatical category. You cannot simply say, he is coming. You must use a specific verb form that indicates whether he is coming from a higher altitude, a lower altitude, or the same level. The vertical geometry of the landscape is so dominant that it becomes impossible to express a thought without acknowledging the y-axis of the Earth. The physical slope of the world is literally baked into the conjugation of the verb. This suggests that our ancestors' move from the open savanna to varied terrains wasn't just a physical journey, but a linguistic one. As we encountered different geometric patterns, the jagged peaks of a range, the endless curve of a coastline, or the strict grids of our first cities, our brains rewired our syntax to navigate these spaces efficiently. We are, in a sense, speaking the shape of our world. When you speak a sentence, you aren't just communicating an idea. You're tracing the invisible geometric lines of the environment that birthed your language. Our grammar is a map, and the landscape is the ink. In the modern age, as we spend more time in digital, non-physical spaces, one has to wonder, how will the geometry of the internet change our grammar next? Will our sentences become as fragmented as a social media feed, or as structured as the code that runs it? The Euclidean sentence might be our past, but the future of human speech remains as unmapped as the deep ocean. For more incredible facts like this, don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications.